Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam.
wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Allahumma shalli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My honorable, my promoter, Profesor Dr. Dalan Tahir, my co-promoter, Profesor Dr. Warkar Abdullah, my internal examiner, Prof. Paulus Lobo Gareso, and my internal examiner, Profesor Dr. Sri Suryani, and then my external examiner, Profesor Abdullah Kuiba. Thank you so much, especially for you because based on your suggestion, comment to my dissertation, I believe this dissertation will get good standard to be my doctoral study result. In this time, I will repeat. Maybe I will present it will faster because we have I was show this part until methodology and method and preparation material, and so I will do faster. So in this study, I try to implement the fast Fourier transform to determine the band gap energy from UVP spectra. As we know, this is a fair phrase methodology. For general introduction, we can see the plot of energy from UVP spectra, and then as we know, there is so many manual strike line here, and then so many probably we can get our energy gap because this is a manually. So we want to avoid this methodology with the fresh methodology with fast Fourier transform. So in generally, this method call as touch plot. So in my study, I want to didn't use the touch plot because it's really influenced by the tendency of researcher because it's not mathematically method. So there is so many probably we can get our energy gap. As we can see here, there is so many spot. So our result is not really stand with good reasons, good scientific reason. This discussion also has been published by Julian Klein in their perspective paper with data limitation of the touch plot method. So the problem formulation in this study. How to apply FFT to calculate the energy gap, and how to monitor and demonstrate fast Fourier transform performance for semiconductor, insulator doped conductor, and then activated carbon doped hydroxide. And then the research objective in this study is developing a more concise fast Fourier transform calculation using MATLAB script. And then the secondly is analyzing and optimizing the stability of fast Fourier transform calculation for sample with different condition. This impact. This method will be contributing to the categorization of semiconductor-based technology. And the secondly, it will be show to us the new alternative and comparison method. And then the third is we will offering a different perspective when general researcher using touch plot. And then the scope, we have to limit our study. So it's not giving a bias. Here we have collaborate the calculation of Kubel-Kammung theory, Taylor expansion as general method, and fast Fourier transform as a new technique to determine a more accurate, because we can say this is a new technique because until Taylor expansion was applied to get the energy gap, FFT is not fine, tidak ditemukan sebelumnya. It's not found before. So we can say this is a new technique. And the research novelty, this FFT will be typically done using more traditional method, and then we avoid them. And then FFT also offer a new approach by processing spectra data through mathematical tools designed for signal frequency. And this also potential more efficient and accurate method because we stand with mathematics, not manual strike the line. And then this will be also improve the speed and precision of energy gap determination. But if you want to improve the speed and precision, the code and command in MATLAB must be final, execute and run well. And also, the research novelty we hope is opening up new possibility for future research and practical application. Material and methodology. I was separate in how easy and hard I do, and then how long I need to finish that job. So literature review and planning, I was start 6 months before I apply my study. And then methodology development, maybe in my mind is I need to 3 months. And the hardest step in this study is non-experimental work, because when I build my MATLAB command, it's really need time and energy. So there is so many try and error. And then data analysis, interpretation, writing and publication, and growing collaboration. This is very hard to me. And then growing collaboration is about how to get trust by someone will be going to our collaborator. Research procedure. We start by Davis-Mood equation, as can be seen in equation 1. And then we can convert this equation from absorption to be functional of reflectance. And then this one as known as Kubel-Kammung equation. Then when we put and consider pollutant absorption, it will be going to convolution here, total absorption here, as the function as a function of HU, A as a component of concentration from absorption by semiconductor and absorption from pollutant. So when we put the Taylor series in equation 4.A, we get this series from Taylor series. So that's why we call this equation by Kubel-Kammung with Taylor expansion modifier. It's logic because when we put just pollutant here, we can get high absorption from UV-Vis data. And then when we put our catalyst and pollutant, it will be going to reduce the we get a reducing spectra. So when we want to check what happened on our photocatalyst, including energy gap, we have to consider also the absorption from pollutant. So that's why we agree with the Taylor expansion series. So for this idea was published from Makula et al. In their publication in How to Correctly Determine the Band Gap Energy in the Journal of Physics Semester Later. If this paper has been cited by 1,000 citation. Yeah, 1,000 citation. Yes. Based on their idea, from equation 4.A and 4.B, we add them in our FFT. X capital K is absorbent data as a frequency domain. N is an element of the absorbance. So we can see in the equation 5, if we have long data, it need extra time to finish this simulation. So this simulation is also depend on the quality of data, our data. And then for bagaimana to submit and add the equation for 4.A to equation 5, we replace this absorption with the absorption from Taylor series here, and then we add the absorption data from complex frequency domain here. So we get our FFT equation in the equation 7 and equation 8. This for indirect band gap, and this is for direct band gap. So this equation can be used to find two band gap for semiconductor, because usually semiconductor has two type of band gap. And then because we want to avoid about using touch plot, we add our script MATLAB inflection point detection. So this one we also add in our script. We call it inflection point. Inflection point was chosen because inflection point can be check our line. You can see here when the line going to slightly change or small change, the inflection point can be detected. So when this line going to growing up, the inflection point can be detect the local minimum spot. It's also when the line going to growing down, the inflection point also can detect the spot when the line change in the local maximum. So this is really based on mathematically, not like a touch plot, because touch plot with manually. this is our methodology to make our spot. I have to say, so many students helped me to make it. This is hydroxyapatite and then activated carbon. We mix them by using REG. And then this is for second article. And then this is for the third article, carbon cobalt. I also helped by several students, and we get this sample shape after ballasting. And then in our study, there is several equation we use. Equation 10 is was used to find the crystalline size. Equation 11 was used for find the full white half maximum. 12 and 13 was used for crystalline fraction. 14 and 15 was used for optical properties. For this one, degradation, performance, and image processing. This is our result and discussion. In this study, we have chosen 3 main papers that has a strong related to our study. Fast Fourier transform implementation for determining band gap. This is really similar with my dissertation title. And then the second article is photocatalysis and microwave absorption. This article we get one material for 2 function, and we also observe their energy gap change. And then the third is IoT real-time monitoring system. We have improved our observation method by using Internet of Things to find the data with real time when degradation is occur. So to answer the problem formulation, how to apply FFT to calculate energy gap for case study titanium dioxide, we have seen the correlation between wavelength and frequency. As we know, low frequency is correlated to high wavelength, and then high frequency correlate to low wavelength. So this this proof that we can convert the wavelength going to frequency. And then when we apply to our titanium dioxide sample, we found a good direct band gap, good similar result. And then when we check the indirect band gap, we found slightly different here. So I also use another comparing method, but it need high effort and extra time. We use electronic band simulation and density of state calculation. So when we use electronic band, we have 2.8, and then when we use density of state, around 3. So it has good correlation with our FFT for indirect band gap. So it was need to reconfirm again with several study that has been published. We use statistical analysis with 12 study that has been published. We have this study. We have result of this study here, and then several study result here with good area can be acceptance diterima accepted result. For to answer the second problem formulation for case study insulator dapat conductor, we have apply our material with two function as material absorption microwave material absorption microwave, and we get this result when we use activated carbon cobalt 0%, we get here, but it's low for high frequency. And then when we use activated carbon with cobalt with 10% concentration, we get here with good high frequency but low reflection loss. For photocatalyst performance, we get good performance for Aceh cobalt 10%. And then when we use our FFT and Taylor expansion without consider the pollutant absorption, we get in the A, we can see the spectra is not really good to apply the touch plot. But when we consider the pollutant absorption, we found better spectra. It will make easily to apply the touch plot. But when we use FFT, we get good also, similar result also. And then to answer problem formulation for case study insulator dapat insulator, we apply IoT with several sensor here and apply also image processing to find the visible result directly. So we can see here, and then several important parameter to find the optimal condition when our material has saat memberikan hasil yang terbaik with the best result. The temperature has must 29, pH must be 4.5 with good hydrogen energy production here. Yeah. The phenomena we get in the third article, we found our activated carbon like taro snake, and then hydroxyapatite like ligand. And then when we mix them, as we can see, I use REDGE. That's really mechanical method. So the taro snake going to crack here and making not like a taro again. Different. Yeah, different. So when we put the Kubel-Kammung method, because we have good condition, morphology condition here, we also get good spectra. And then when we consider the pollutant absorption, we get two kind of energy gap here and here. So that's making us confusing which one the right band gap over here. So when we put our FFT method, we found 3.3. So we can agree with Kubel-Kamu method for insulator material. Conclusion. Yeah. We have two conclusion, 2-point conclusion here. We have we successfully provide new perspective and serve as comparison, and then we also successfully demonstrate FFT for several case study, semiconductor, insulator, dapat conductor, and insulator dapat insulator. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation, Mr. Haryanto. Before we go into the discussions, I would like to invite first the students to have questions for the Mr. Haryanto. Who students? Siapa yang mau bertanya? Silakan. In Indonesia, oke. Online, who's online also can raise hand or directly for the students who attend this meeting today. So please ask first, and then we will continue with Q&A for the examiner. Or if nobody asks, we cannot continue. So please ask the student first. We cannot move without the question from the students. So please, Indonesian, okay.
Juga diopsika. Jadi apakah nanti fungsi-fungsi yang dihasilkan ini atau persamaan yang dihasilkan bisa juga diaplikasikan nanti di geofisika.
Oh ya.
So this question is because Mr. Rento used FFT, so there is a similar function for geophysics case. So please answer. Jawab tentang.
Ya. Bahasa Indonesia, Prof.
Answer by Indonesia because the from Indonesian students. Yeah.
Geofisika khususnya seismik refraksi yang notabene-nya mengandalkan teknik inversi tentu bisa diaplikasikan. Bahkan karena kebiasaannya refraksi itu biasa digunakan hanya untuk yang kedalaman pendek. Sedangkan kalau FFT bisa digunakan ini bentang yang pendek saja sudah bisa menjangkau yang dalam karena kita sudah mengubah domain time-nya ke frekuensi. Jadi sedikit saja dia punya getaran, kita sudah tahu dia punya struktur geologi di bawah tanah permukaan, ya. Sedangkan kalau geolistrik agak susah karena dia bukan ini terlalu banyak.
Okay. So FFT conclusion is FFT can be used for the geophysics. And then we move to the Q&A from the examiner. So we first from the external examiner. So please, Professor Akiba, we will give you more time. So time is yours. You can ask directly or depend on you. But before you give a question, so I would like to inform you, Mr. Herianto is a most active students, my students, because he's also lecturer, and he's also have a position as a secretary of physics department. So he's published most productive lecturer in 2024 is around 33 publications, and 2025 is around 35 publications. In most of the publication is kenapa tampilannya lain? Okay. And most of the publication is a high impact journal Q1 or Q2. So this is just the introduction for you, Professor Akiba. So time is yours.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the all presence in this seminar. Thank you for the other professor of jury. Let me first introduce myself. I'm Professor Abdelilah Akwiba from Morocco, Casablanca, professor in University Hassan II of Casablanca, Faculty of Sciences. First of all, I would like to warmly thank Professor Tahir for the keen invitation to be part of this thesis seminar jury. It is truly a pleasure and an honor for me to take part in this evaluation and to exchange ideas about such relevant and meaningful research work. I would also like to congratulate Mr. Herianto for the presentation and completion of this thesis work. I particularly commend him for the quality of this presentation, which was clear, well structured, and scientifically rigorous, demonstrating an excellent mastery of the subject. The topic addressed focusing on the application of the fast Fourier transform FFT method for the determination of the band gap energy from UV visible spectra represents an original, important, and promising research array in the field of material characterization. This innovative methodological approach could make of significant contribution to solving a persistent issue, namely the accuracy and reliability in determining the band gap energy, which is a key parameter in optimizing the optoelectronic property of materials such as semiconductor. Moreover, Mr. Herianto work also stand out for the synthesis and study of composite material based on biomaterial such as activated carbon cobalt and activated carbon hydroxyapatite intended for photocatalytic, photovoltaic, and nanotechnologic application. This investigation reflects substantial experimental efforts and particularly interesting multidisciplinary approach combining material science, optical analysis, and advanced technological application. Voila, now I would like to move on to my questions. The first questions, voila, in the FFT-based computational approach, you used the MATLAB script. The input parameters of your program appear to be the absorption coefficient obtained from UV visible absorption spectroscopy experiments. First remark is here a spectral validity limit for your method. Is there a spectral validity limit for your method? For instance, how does it perform in the near-infrared regions? Can this approach be applied to semiconductor with a band gap energy below 1.6 F? The second remark, it is possible to use absorption parameter obtained from another numerical method and integrate them into the FFT code to evaluate the energy gap from your algorithm.
Maybe he need to answer first.
Voilà, Mr. Rialto.
Okay, please answer.
Thank you so
Let's do
much for
questions first.
your question, Profesor Abdelillah. Kasih dia kita permintaan. Dan ada minta memang itu. Bentar, berdiri masa di belakang saya. Begini. Jangan baca-baca ke ke sini. Baca nanti. Saya punya. Semua. Di belakang ke sini si penelit begini. Yeah, Bismillah. I will answer the first question. Bisakah? It can be the FFT implement to find the band gap below 1.6 electron volt. So because we use UV phase, the UV has a region of wavelength around 100 until 300, and the UV phase has a red 300 until 40. Yeah, 40 nanometer. Ungu purple 600 until 750 nanometer. So when we want to observe energy gap, low energy gap, it must be correlate with high or high wavelength. So to check your question, I have to choose this one, high gas wavelength. By using this equation, I get energy gap equivalent with constanta Planck times frequency, because we have to using wavelength. So this one have to convert to like velocity over lambda. So again must be h times c times lambda over lambda. Constanta Planck is 3.6. No. 34. 6.6 times 10 This one gemetaran nggak berapa? Okay. We remove this one, and this one. Ask. 3/4 okay. 4 kali 6 24. Bisa 26,4. So we have to convert them. Harus kena nih. Oke, 16. So to prove that 165 is still more than 1.6 electron volt. So
below.
it must be below, because in UV-Vis we must find the maximum absorption here. Is absorption. This is wavelength. So the limitation of UV-Vis around here. So the answer is probably no.
Yeah.
To find the this one, yeah, below 1.6 electron volt.
So
Yeah, but possible, possible we have if we have peralatan,
another equipment.
another equipment. And the second question is it probably to use this FFT for another equipment, computational numerical. Yes, the answer is yes. As alone, because we use in UV-Vis, we get absorption versus wavelength, and in FTIR we get transmission versus wave number. So it according, if we can convert the wave number going to wavelength and the transmission going to absorption, the code of our FFT can be applied. So in the physics, this is it just short way to convert them. So the answer is yes.
Okay. How about that, Prof. Akwiba? So the limitation of UPP spectra must be less than, cannot be used for the below 0.6 electron volt, and can be applied for the FTIR spectra.
Yes,
Okay.
it's okay. It's okay. Let's see.
Need
Voilà,
more questions?
Oui, my second question. Alors, regarding the evolution of the method, how did you Basis of the performance of the FFT approach for determining the band gap energy of TeO2 titanium dioxide and carbon activates carbon cobalt activates carbon hydroapatite materials. Which validation method did you use to compare and confirm your results?
The last sentence.
Yeah, can you repeat,
Voilà.
Professor Kubek? Like a delay your voice here. Yeah.
It was delayed.
Which validation method did you use to compare and confirm your results?
So, okay, continue.
We have we did four comparison method exactly. The first and the secondly is by using conventional method, Kubel-Kammung and Kubel-Kammung with Taylor expansion. It was we know, and then the third and the fourth, I would say this need high effort and need extra time because this still with by using simulation. I have to say I didn't have supercomputer here, so it it need here electron band simulation, and then in this one, okay, this is density function, density of state. As we know, the energy gap is the region when the electron was forbidden exist. So when we see here, no peak detected, it means this is the energy gap region. When we start here, probably minus 1 until -2, it's probably 3 electron volt. So we have 4 methods to make validity, and then we using 1, 2, 3 condition of material to make validity of our script MATLAB and performance. Yeah. So 3 material and 5 method calculation. Thank you.
So he was compared between Kubel-Kammung Taylor expanse and FFT fast Fourier transform and density of state. So he confirmed from the TiO2 data from another experiment from the Kubel-Kammung, and then Kubel-Kammung combined with Taylor expanse. And then FFT. So he combined together to check quality from the other experiment. You know what the depth of TiO2. And they have a series comparison data published as a main image. Can you show that? Make sure from the last one, almost the last PowerPoint that you compare with the previous published paper to make sure that you are in line, your band gap in line with this one. He was compared with the previous published, and then all the data by dot you can see the red blue circle with a red rectangular inside. That means the data from the previous published papers. So this is the results, I think. So if you have more questions, please, Professor.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good. It's okay. Another question. According to your presentation, the FFT methodology involves 6 main steps. In step 2 and 3, you discuss the absorption coefficient of the catalyst polluants mixture, which you decompose based on the concentration of each constituent. My question is, can this decomposition approach be generalized to a reactive mixture containing more than 2 components? For example, 3 components, 4 components. It's okay?
Thank you so much for your question. I will check my dissertation. Step. Okay. Iya, bro.
Voilà, yes.
Okay. In this condition, in this dissertation, I have choose 2 absorption from pollutant and catalyst, and you ask me it's probably if we add one again another yeah. So you mean we can add 3 absorption here, component here. The answer is yes. We just need to find new convolution. Okay, example, we have two kind of pollutant like methyl orange and then Congo red. So when we want to use in our FFT, we have to apply convolution method, Congo red. So it will be because we have limitation, limitation from 750 until 350 nanometer, and then it must be here with new function. Kamu kasih juga suspend aktif terang. Limitation of wavelength.
Jadi dia tanya kalau 2 atau 3 komponen ditambahkan.
Iya, Prof. So if we want to add another pollutant, we must finish this equation. But in MATLAB, in shortly, we can do like this. Convolute.
Oh.
Yeah. So we can add here. Mengerti nih.
Tidak kelihatan di sini.
Share screen. Mana matlabku? Sekolah terakhir bi.
The script of math like
Okay. In here, we can see data 2 is MB pollutant.
is correct.
MO, methyl orange pollutant. We can make data 3 as Congo red pollutant. And finish their convolution with name data 4 convolute data 2 comma that's we get the command from MATLAB. So we can give data 3 with the shape we want. So it will be finished shortly in MATLAB. Yeah.
So we can apply FFT for the more than 2 or 3 component. For the pollutant, different pollutant, maybe it's like a real in the environment. So yeah, it should be more than 2 type of pollutant exist at the environment. So you can apply directly from the EUPV spectra and from MATLAB script. So this is the last chance for you because the last questions you can add one more questions because
Thank you.
less
Thank
than
you.
1 hours ahead will be Maghrib in Makassar. I'm sorry for that.
Thank you.
So
All right.
one more question,
So,
please. The
so
last.
I stop here. Thank you for your
I'm
explanation,
sorry, not
Arianto. Thank you.
bother you
Thank
to
you.
stop. No,
Désolé,
one
no?
more.
To conclude my intervention, I wish you continuous success in your research and all the best in your professional career, Mr. Rianto. Thank you again, there, Professor Tahir. We'll meet again on another occasion.
Yeah,
Before
for the next, yeah, one more step to get a diploma.
Inshallah,
So we will
inshallah,
invite you next
inshallah,
seminar again. This is last for Mr. Herianto to get the diploma.
inshallah.
And I told you also, head of the Department of Physics also attend this meeting in this room, not in Zoom.
Inshallah.
We say hello to you.
Inshallah. Before leaving, I congratulate Professor Tahir for joining the top 2 persons of research in world.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mr. Tahir.
Yeah.
Donc, thank you for all the presence. Good luck.
Thank
Thank you.
you, Professor
much.
Akiba,
Thank you
for
so
your
much.
time and
Alhamdulillah.
really
Shukran.
the discussion
Barakallahu.
really improve the knowledge for us also, and all my students attend. Many students attend this room, and thank you again. Thank you for your time.
Merci. Thank
We
you.
will continue for the internal examiner. Maybe we'll continue with Indonesian language. I am sorry for that. So
Inshallah.
you can
Merci.
stay in Zoom
Thank you.
to hear that, but it's difficult to you to understand well because in Bahasa Indonesia.
Inshallah.
Okay,
Thank you.
see you,
Goodbye.
and we wish you for the next meeting.
Inshallah. Goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay.